What if the very food you've been avoiding for years is actually one of the most powerful tools for staying strong, energetic, and independent after 50? While millions of adults are cutting this food out of their diets, they may be unknowingly making aging harder on their bodies. Today, we're uncovering the surprising truth behind a food that could help support muscle strength, energy levels, brain health, and overall vitality as you get older. Before your next meal, you may want to hear what the science really says. What if the very food you've been avoiding for years is actually one of the most powerful tools for maintaining your strength, energy, and independence after the age of 50? It may sound surprising, but many people spend decades avoiding certain nutrient-rich foods because they've heard they are unhealthy, fattening, or somehow dangerous. The problem is that as we get older, our nutritional needs change, and the foods that once seemed optional can become incredibly important for healthy aging. Unfortunately, many adults continue following outdated advice without realizing the impact it may be having on their bodies. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 50 is assuming that eating less is always better. They begin cutting out foods that contain valuable nutrients, especially those rich in protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. They may skip these foods out of concern for cholesterol, weight gain, or other health fears. But what often happens is exactly the opposite of what they expect. Instead of feeling healthier, they begin noticing lower energy levels, reduced strength, slower recovery after physical activity, and a gradual decline in overall vitality. The reality is that aging places new demands on the body. After the age of 50, muscle mass naturally begins to decline. This process, known as age-related muscle loss, can make everyday activities more difficult over time. Climbing stairs, carrying groceries, getting up from a chair, or maintaining balance can become increasingly challenging if muscle health is neglected. The nutrients found in certain foods play a critical role in helping the body preserve lean muscle tissue and maintain physical function. Another issue is that many people mistake normal signs of aging for something unavoidable. They assume feeling tired all the time, lacking motivation, or experiencing reduced physical performance is simply part of getting older. While aging does bring changes, poor nutrition often accelerates those changes. When the body doesn't receive the nutrients it needs, energy production becomes less efficient, recovery slows down, and overall health can suffer. In many cases, reintroducing nutrient-dense foods into the diet can make a noticeable difference in how a person feels and functions. What's particularly concerning is that many adults spend years avoiding foods based on information that may no longer reflect current understanding of nutrition. Science continues to evolve, and researchers now recognize that overall dietary patterns matter far more than unnecessarily eliminating specific nutrient-rich foods. Balance, moderation, and quality are often more important than strict avoidance. As we continue, you'll discover why this commonly avoided food may deserve a place back on your plate, how it supports healthy aging, and what the latest evidence suggests about its role in maintaining strength, vitality, and independence. The truth may challenge what you've believed for years, but it could also help you make smarter choices for your health moving forward. If you're over 50 and want to stay active, capable, and energetic for as long as possible, this is information you won't want to miss. As we age, one of the most important changes happening inside the body is something many people never see coming. Beginning around the age of 30, adults naturally start losing small amounts of muscle mass each year. After 50, that process can accelerate significantly. While the changes may be gradual, they can have a major impact on strength, mobility, metabolism, and overall quality of life. This is exactly why the foods you choose become more important than ever. Many people assume that getting older means they should eat less protein. Some worry about calories, while others believe protein is only important for athletes or younger individuals trying to build muscle. In reality, the opposite is often true. As the body ages, it becomes less efficient at using dietary protein. This means older adults typically need a higher focus on quality protein intake to maintain the muscle they already have. Think of your muscles as a savings account. During your younger years, your body easily deposits and withdraws muscle tissue as needed. But after 50, those deposits become smaller while withdrawals become larger. Without enough high-quality protein and regular physical activity, the balance starts moving in the wrong direction. Over time, this can lead to reduced strength, slower movement, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls and injuries. Protein does much more than support muscle size. It provides the building blocks needed for tissue repair, immune function, hormone production, and countless biological processes that keep the body functioning properly. Every day, your body breaks down and rebuilds proteins. Without an adequate supply from your diet, maintaining these essential functions becomes more difficult. This is why nutrient-dense protein sources deserve attention rather than avoidance. They contain essential amino acids that the body cannot produce on its own. These amino acids act like construction materials for maintaining muscles, organs, skin, and other tissues. Without enough of them, the body may struggle to repair itself effectively. Another important benefit is metabolism support. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns more energy than fat tissue even while you're resting. When muscle mass declines, metabolism often slows as well. This can make weight management more challenging and contribute to feelings of fatigue and reduced physical performance. Preserving muscle through proper nutrition may help support a healthier metabolism as you age. Many adults are surprised to learn that maintaining muscle isn't about looking athletic or achieving a certain appearance. It's about preserving independence. Strong muscles help you carry groceries, walk longer distances, climb stairs, recover from illness, and continue enjoying daily activities. In many ways, muscle health is closely tied to long-term freedom and self-sufficiency. The good news is that it's never too late to make positive changes. Research consistently shows that older adults can benefit from improving protein intake and engaging in regular strength-building activities. The body remains remarkably adaptable even later in life. Small improvements in daily habits can produce meaningful results over time. If you're over 50, the goal shouldn't be to fear nutrient-rich foods. Instead, it should be to understand how they can support your changing needs. Giving your body the nutrients it requires today may help you maintain the strength, energy, and resilience needed for many healthy years ahead. When most people think about healthy aging, they often focus on avoiding disease. While that is certainly important, there is another goal that deserves just as much attention: maintaining energy, vitality, and the ability to fully enjoy life. After all, living longer means very little if you don't feel strong, capable, and engaged in the activities you love. This is where nutrition plays a much bigger role than many people realize. One of the most common complaints among adults over 50 is a noticeable decline in energy. People often describe feeling tired more easily, struggling to stay active throughout the day, or needing more time to recover after physical activity. Many assume this is simply an unavoidable part of aging. However, nutrition is often a major factor that is overlooked. The foods you eat provide the raw materials your body uses to produce energy, repair tissues, and support countless biological functions that keep you feeling your best. When nutrient-rich foods are unnecessarily removed from the diet, the body may not receive the essential building blocks it needs. Over time, this can contribute to fatigue, weakness, and reduced physical performance. While no single food can magically restore youthful energy, the right nutrients can help support the systems that allow your body to function efficiently. Protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals all work together to support energy production. Protein helps maintain muscle tissue, which is critical for physical strength and endurance. Healthy fats provide a concentrated source of energy and help support hormone production. Vitamins and minerals participate in hundreds of chemical reactions throughout the body, many of which are directly involved in converting food into usable energy. Another important consideration is recovery. As we age, the body generally takes longer to recover from physical stress. Whether it's a workout, a long day of activity, or even an illness, recovery becomes increasingly important. Nutrient-dense foods provide the materials needed to repair tissues and support normal healing processes. When those nutrients are lacking, recovery may become slower and less efficient. Vitality is about more than physical strength. It also involves mental sharpness, motivation, and overall well-being. The brain requires a steady supply of nutrients to function optimally. Certain nutrients help support healthy nerve function, cognitive performance, and communication between brain cells. While aging naturally brings some changes, proper nutrition may help support mental clarity and cognitive health over time. Hormonal health is another area that deserves attention. Hormones influence everything from energy levels and metabolism to mood and muscle maintenance. As people age, hormonal changes occur naturally. Nutrient-rich foods provide important components that support the body's ability to produce and regulate these hormones effectively. This can have a meaningful impact on how energetic and resilient a person feels. Perhaps most importantly, maintaining vitality allows people to continue participating in the activities that bring purpose and enjoyment to life. Whether it's spending time with family, traveling, exercising, gardening, or pursuing hobbies, having the energy to stay engaged contributes significantly to overall quality of life. The key message is simple. Don't assume declining energy is something you must simply accept. While aging is inevitable, how you nourish your body can influence how you experience the aging process. By choosing foods that support strength, recovery, and overall health, you give yourself a better opportunity to remain active, independent, and vibrant for years to come. Small nutritional choices made consistently can add up to meaningful benefits that support both longevity and daily vitality. When people think about foods that support healthy aging, they often focus on weight management or physical strength. While those benefits are certainly important, there's another reason certain nutrient-rich foods deserve a place on your plate after 50V: their impact on your brain, heart, and immune system. These three systems work together every single day to keep you healthy, active, and independent. As we age, supporting them becomes increasingly important. Let's start with the brain. Many adults worry about memory changes as they get older. Forgetting a name occasionally or misplacing your keys from time to time can be a normal part of aging, but maintaining cognitive health remains a priority for most people. What many don't realize is that the brain is one of the most nutritionally demanding organs in the body. Although it represents only a small percentage of total body weight, it consumes a significant amount of the body's energy. To function properly, the brain requires a continuous supply of nutrients. Certain vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and amino acids help support communication between brain cells, nerve function, and overall cognitive performance. When the diet lacks these essential nutrients, the brain may not operate as efficiently as it could. This is one reason why nutrient-dense foods can play such an important role in healthy aging. Supporting brain health isn't about finding a miracle food, it's about consistently providing the body with the nutrients it needs to perform at its best. Heart health is another major concern after the age of 50. The cardiovascular system works around the clock, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every organ and tissue in the body. As people age, maintaining healthy blood vessels and proper circulation becomes increasingly important. Nutrient-rich foods contain components that support cardiovascular function, help maintain healthy blood flow, and contribute to overall heart health when included as part of a balanced diet. Many people mistakenly believe that avoiding all foods containing fats or cholesterol is the best strategy for heart health. Modern nutrition science paints a more complete picture. The quality of the overall diet matters far more than focusing on a single nutrient. Certain foods provide beneficial nutrients that support heart function while also offering protein, vitamins, and minerals that contribute to overall health. The immune system deserves attention as well. As we grow older, the body's immune response naturally changes. This can make it more challenging to respond effectively to infections and illnesses. Nutrition plays a critical role in supporting immune function because immune cells rely on a wide range of nutrients to operate properly. Protein, for example, provides the building blocks needed to create antibodies and other immune system components. Vitamins and minerals help regulate immune responses and support normal cellular function. When nutrient intake is inadequate, the immune system may not perform as efficiently as it should. This is one reason healthcare professionals often emphasize the importance of a nutrient-rich diet throughout the aging process. Supporting immunity isn't about taking countless supplements or searching for quick fixes. It's about consistently nourishing the body with foods that provide the essential nutrients it needs. What's fascinating is how closely connected the brain, heart, and immune system truly are. Good circulation supports brain health. Proper nutrition supports immune function. Healthy immune responses can influence overall well-being. Everything is interconnected. When you make choices that support one system, you're often benefiting others at the same time. The takeaway is clear. The foods you choose after 50 affect far more than your waistline. They influence how well your brain functions, how effectively your heart works, and how resilient your immune system remains. By focusing on nutrient-dense foods instead of avoiding them unnecessarily, you provide your body with valuable tools to support healthy aging and long-term wellness. One of the biggest obstacles to healthy eating after the age of 50 isn't a lack of good food choices. It's misinformation. Many adults continue making dietary decisions based on advice they heard decades ago, often without realizing how much nutritional science has evolved. As a result, they may be avoiding foods that could actually provide important benefits for their health, strength, and overall well-being. Let's be honest, nutrition advice can be confusing. One year a food is praised, and the next year it seems to be criticized. Headlines often focus on a single study or nutrient while ignoring the bigger picture. Over time, this creates fear around certain foods, leading many people to eliminate them entirely from their diets. Unfortunately, fear-based nutrition rarely leads to the best long-term outcomes. One of the most common myths is the belief that all foods containing fat are unhealthy. For years, many people were encouraged to avoid dietary fat whenever possible. While excessive consumption of highly processed foods can certainly be problematic, not all fats are created equal. In fact, healthy fats play essential roles throughout the body. They help support hormone production, brain function, nutrient absorption, and cellular health. Avoiding all fats simply because they contain calories can deprive the body of important nutritional benefits. Another widespread myth is that older adults need less protein. Many people assume that protein is primarily for bodybuilders or athletes trying to gain muscle. However, research consistently shows that maintaining adequate protein intake becomes increasingly important with age. As muscle mass naturally declines over time, older adults often benefit from prioritizing high-quality protein sources to support strength, mobility, and physical function. There's also the misconception that certain nutrient-dense foods automatically increase the risk of heart disease because they contain cholesterol. While cholesterol remains an important health consideration, modern research has shown that the relationship between dietary cholesterol and blood cholesterol is far more complex than previously believed. For most healthy individuals, overall dietary patterns, lifestyle habits, and genetics play much larger roles in cardiovascular health than any single food item. Another myth that deserves attention is the idea that healthy foods must be bland, restrictive, or difficult to enjoy. Many people associate healthy eating with deprivation. They imagine giving up all their favorite foods and following strict rules indefinitely. In reality, sustainable nutrition focuses on balance rather than perfection. Nutrient-rich foods can be satisfying, enjoyable, and flavorful while still supporting long-term health goals. Perhaps one of the most damaging myths is the belief that it's too late to make meaningful improvements after a certain age. Some individuals assume that the habits they've developed over decades cannot be changed or that nutritional improvements won't make a significant difference. Fortunately, the human body remains remarkably adaptable throughout life. Studies continue to show that positive dietary changes can benefit people well into their later years. It's important to remember that nutrition should be based on evidence rather than fear. Instead of asking whether a food is good or bad, a better question is whether it contributes valuable nutrients within the context of an overall balanced diet. This shift in thinking can help people move away from unnecessary restrictions and toward healthier, more sustainable eating habits. As we continue, keep an open mind about the foods you've been avoiding. Some of the beliefs you've held for years may be based on outdated information rather than current evidence. Understanding the facts behind common nutrition myths can empower you to make better decisions for your health, helping you stay stronger, healthier, and more energetic as you age. Sometimes the foods we fear most are not the problem at all. The real problem is allowing old misconceptions to guide our choices for far too long. Now that we've discussed why this food may be far more beneficial than many people realize, the next question becomes, how do you actually incorporate it into your diet in a way that supports your health goals? The answer isn't about eating excessive amounts or making dramatic changes overnight. Instead, it's about using practical, balanced strategies that fit naturally into your lifestyle. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they discover the benefits of a particular food is assuming that more is always better. Healthy nutrition doesn't work that way. Even the most nutrient-dense foods should be consumed as part of a balanced eating pattern. The goal is not to build your entire diet around one food, but to allow it to contribute valuable nutrients alongside fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, and other quality protein sources. A good starting point is focusing on consistency rather than quantity. Small amounts consumed regularly often provide greater long-term benefits than large amounts consumed occasionally. Many people struggle with nutrition because they search for quick fixes instead of sustainable habits. Lasting health improvements usually come from simple choices repeated day after day, week after week, and year after year. Preparation methods also matter. The way a food is prepared can significantly influence its overall nutritional value. Highly processed versions often contain added sugars, excess sodium, unhealthy fats, or unnecessary ingredients that may reduce some of the health benefits. Whenever possible, choosing minimally processed options allows you to obtain more of the nutrients your body needs while avoiding ingredients that may work against your goals. Portion awareness is equally important. Even healthy foods contain calories, and balance remains essential. Rather than focusing on strict rules, Think about building meals that provide a combination of protein, fiber, healthy fats, and nutrient-rich carbohydrates. This approach helps support stable energy levels, promotes satisfaction after meals, and contributes to overall nutritional balance. Timing can also play a role. Including nutrient-rich foods throughout the day may help support muscle maintenance, energy production, and recovery. For example, consuming adequate protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner can help ensure your body receives a steady supply of amino acids needed for tissue repair and maintenance. Many adults consume most of their protein at dinner while neglecting earlier meals. Distributing intake more evenly may provide additional benefits. It's also important to consider individual health needs. Every person is different. Factors such as medical history, medications, activity levels, and personal health goals can influence dietary recommendations. What works well for one individual may need adjustment for another. This is why personalized guidance from a healthcare professional or registered dietitian can be valuable, especially for those managing chronic health conditions. Another helpful strategy is to focus on addition rather than restriction. Instead of constantly thinking about what you need to eliminate, consider what beneficial foods you can add to your meals. This positive approach often feels more achievable and sustainable. It encourages a mindset centered on nourishment rather than deprivation. Remember that healthy aging is not determined by a single meal or a single food choice. It is the result of thousands of decisions made over time. Every nutritious meal represents an opportunity to support your muscles, brain, heart, immune system, and overall well-being. Small improvements may seem insignificant in the moment, but they accumulate over months and years. The most important takeaway is this: don't allow outdated fears to prevent you from enjoying foods that can contribute valuable nutrients to your diet. Approach nutrition with balance, moderation, and common sense. By making informed choices and focusing on long-term consistency, you can support strength, vitality, and independence for years to come. Healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to thrive at every stage of life.